come up, but there's no walls, there's no roof, there's nothing there, and you go out there and say, well, where's my house? The guy says, well, it's there. Don't you see it? It's invisible. It's invisible. It's there. And you go and you say, well, I don't see a door. I don't see rooms. Oh, it's invisible. It's there. No, that doesn't make any sense. If you have to have a foundation, there has to be what? A building on top of it, something you can see, something you can work with and work through and live in. Another description of the church in the New Testament is marriage. I'm glad I am married to a visible bride. I'm glad she is there. The Bible describes the church as the bride of Christ. My wife, when I woke up this morning, I could reach over and I could say, because it was cold this morning, I would have said, dear, let me snuggle up and get a little bit closer to you. She was there physically. She was there. She was there. This idea that there is some invisible body of Christ, or some invisible church, or some invisible thing that we all belong to, you never see that in the New Testament. Every church you see in the New Testament, somebody was there, group of believers got together, and they came and they were established as a group and as a body of believers. There were people there. Whether they were gathering and Paul was gathering with them in somebody's house, whether they were meeting in a synagogue, whether they were meeting by a riverbank, but they were together as one group of believers. That's a church. And what we need to realize is that is what Christ established, and a church is its members. The church is its people. And God has brought us together for a reason. It is how, number 3, it is how we officially represent Jesus Christ and show our allegiance to Him. Now, we've got the Pattersons here. We have Coach Patterson. He's got his coach shirt on today. Because right after church, he's going to go coach football. Coach Patterson. Now, I'm sure Coach Patterson is going to relate to what I say. He's got a group of boys that are going to get together, put on the uniform, and go out and play football. But I want you to think for a minute. Coach Stacy gets together. He goes out there. He's ready to play. And there's no team. He said, well, where's Harley? No, Harley's here. Harley put the uniform on, saw him with the pads. He was in the back of the car. Harley jumps out of the car and says, you know what? I've got the uniform on. I've got it where it says Texans in the back of my... I'm part of the team, but I'm not going to go and play. I'm going to go over here and just throw the ball up in the air. Catch it. I'm a football player. Got the uniform on, but I am not doing what? Getting together with the team to play the game. You might relate to this. It's kind of hard to get the team together if they don't all show up to what? The game, the practice. What we do on Sunday morning is we come together to do what? Play the game. You play the game Monday through Saturday when you go to work. You play the game when you're in your home. You play the game as you witness to people. You play the game as you're going through your day. We're all a part of Lubbock Baptist Temple. You're playing the game. And on Sunday morning, you come to what? Practice. You come and the coach tells you how to more effectively play the game. Now, it doesn't make sense, folks, if everybody says, you know what, I want to be a part of the team. I want to put on the uniform. I want to be a part of this great thing we call the Christian life. I want to be a part of the team. I want to do something for God. And then all of a sudden, when it comes to playing, we do what? Go off by ourselves and don't just throw the ball up and catch it over here. Doesn't make any sense. How you show your love for God is what? Being part of the team. My future son-in-law. Next Saturday, he will go to drill. He will put on a uniform and he will go play a soldier for the weekend. He puts on the uniform and he goes to drill. Now, it doesn't make any sense if Matt says, man, I love America. That's why I joined the Army. I want to be a part of the Army. I want to be a part of the Guard. Look, I've got the uniform. There's the gun. I'm ready to go fight. And next Friday, when he's supposed to go to drill, he says, you know what? I'm going to sit down in my bedroom and I'm going to watch Saving Private Ryan. And that's how I'm going to fight the game. Fight the war. Doesn't make any sense. You put on the uniform because you're going to do what? Fight the battle. We can use all sorts of illustrations. Kids, this one, I'll go ahead and throw this one out here. Oh, Brother Bygel, you don't usually preach like this. Tomorrow morning, my daughter is going to get up, and she says she's a student. She is a member of Lubbock High School. She will get up, she will get dressed, and she will go to Lubbock High. She is going to a what? A place. She's going there. She could say, I'm a student of Lubbock High, and then say, well, I think I'd rather stay home. She's not much of a student if she's going to stay home. I'm treading on thin ice here, but I'm going to go ahead and step on it. Okay? I do not understand why you can get your kids up here and go to work by 8, get your kids to school by 8, but all of a sudden, come Sunday, man, we have a hard time getting our kids here at 10:30. 9:45, forget it.
Show right.
Forget it. What? Where is the logic in that? If Jesus Christ established a church, if this is how we represent the Lord in our lives, if it is something He died for, all of a sudden, come Sunday, well, it's just the only day I get to sleep in. Can't get my kids up. You can get your kids up Monday through Friday. Why can't you get your kids up on Sunday? Well, I just can't get there on time. You can get to work Monday through Friday. I'll move on. It gives, if this is how I come together, and we are a church that God has died for and established. We as a group, we're that local visible body. This is how we're representing Jesus Christ to the world. But the church also gives structure and discipline to your Christian life. It gives a structure for you to live your Christian life. I love to barbecue. I love to grill. I love it. I love cooking. And I like to get out there, and maybe it's that makes me feel, I don't know, like an old West guy cooking on the open fire. But obviously I pour my big bag of charcoal because gas isn't good for me, man. I like charcoal. My bag of charcoal, my thing at Kingsford, and I squirt the stuff, light it, it starts to go and starts to get hot. I've realized something. You get more heat when all the charcoal is together. But there'll be times when I'm trying to cook some steaks and maybe I don't have enough charcoal and I have to spread my charcoal out bigger. There's not a whole lot of heat. And in fact, if there's one piece of charcoal that's off by itself, what's going to happen to that one piece of charcoal? It goes out. You know what happens to Christians? Why one of the greatest things and why one of the most important things is that you come together as a group of believers. And really, it's why you need Christian friends Monday through Saturday as well. Because we keep each other hot. Once you get off by yourself, once you quit coming, guess what happens? You cool off real quick. Because nobody ever holds you accountable when you're off by yourself. If you stayed home this morning, and I know you guys are here, so I'm not preaching it to you, but I want you to think about something. If you decide to stay home and watch, who's the local guy? You stay home and watch David Wilson. Great preacher. Don't want you to go join his church because we want you here, okay? But you can go and say, well, I'm just going to watch Southcrest service. Or I'm going to watch David Jeremiah. Or I'm going to watch Adrian Rogers. All great preachers. All better than me. You just sit home and stay by yourself. I guarantee you this. You may do that for a short time. But pretty soon, you know what you're going to be doing Sunday morning? You're going to be starting to watch football. Because there's something about somebody holding you accountable, keeping you warm. We need each other. That's why you come to church. That's why you come to a place. Is to have mutual accountability. When somebody goes off on their own, that's when they always get into trouble. That's when they cool off on their Christian life. It's how you serve other Christians. Ephesians 4. You could go back and read it. It's a long portion of Scripture. Ephesians 4:11 through 32. But it's the local church that helps you know which Christians that you can serve, you can love, you can warn, you can encourage. We need each other. It gives us that self-discipline. It keeps me coming because I know somebody's going to miss me if I'm not there. But church is how you serve other people. God made this church 54 years ago when this church was established. God put this church here to serve each other and to serve Lubbock, Texas, and to serve Texas, serve the United States, and evangelize the world. That's why this church is here. But the church is here to serve one another, to help one another. You know, we need to understand that when we get saved, it's just not fire insurance to make sure I don't go to hell. The church is here for you to serve through and live through.